Albertans and the Progressive Conservative Caucus understand we need to take action on climate change. Albertans reject the notion, though, that we need to pit action on climate change against jobs. Albertans know we can have both. Private industry, investors and municipalities impacted by the accelerated coal phase-out also know this. They want to create jobs and take action on climate change by enhancing clean coal technology to environment. The perception is that you've been absent and actually engaging with these communities and investors who want to continue research into clean technology. Do you understand that your approach to accelerating the coal phase-out and killing coal, you're also killing advancements in research?
Environment and Parks Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the honourable member for the question. Of course, this province is committed to a just transition for communities, and to that end, we have established an expert panel that is touring those communities. We'll be reporting back to the Minister of Economic Development and Trade, Mr. Speaker. In addition, we are looking at a minimum, $10.5 billion of new investments in renewables, Mr. Speaker, being phased in addition to the new investments that will come from the other 70% of the electricity mix, which is, of course, natural gas, Mr. Speaker.
First supplemental.
Given that strides made in innovation and research for clean coal technology would create jobs, diversify our economy, and make Alberta a leader in green energy technology, and given that all those opportunities will likely come to an end when you end coal, to the Premier, your aggressive attack on Alberta companies with the PPA lawsuit spoke volumes. It seems you're using the same approach when it comes to the accelerated coal phase-out. Premier, will you show gracious leadership and speak with investors and researchers to continue to develop green innovation and revisit the accelerated coal phase-out?
Honourable Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And of course, this province is committed to a thoughtful reinvestment of the existing price on carbon on large final emitters. And as that system evolves into a system of performance standards, Mr. Speaker, and we're going to do that based on the lowest cost per ton and proven technologies, Mr. Speaker. And we're not alone in that. You know, there are a number of Republican governors that were re-elected last night, Mr. Speaker. Iowa, Oklahoma, Kansas. In Iowa, the Republican governor said every wind turbine that you see as you travel Iowa means income to farmers whose lands it is on, revenue to local governments in the county that it's located on, and jobs for families, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Second supplemental.
With respect, Minister, Albertans need a firm base load for energy so that they can be confident with their business and their families. And given that this government is losing this PPA court case in the court of public opinion, Premier, will you ensure Albertans that you won't play political games by dropping this court case and then retroactively implementing PPA legislation like you have with other legislation that would further damage the confidence of investors and Albertans in this government?
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as concerns the evolution of our electricity system and as we decarbonize it, we have committed to a just transition, of course, for the electricity generation companies, Mr. Speaker. We have said that we will make a commitment to the workers, we will make a commitment to the communities, and we will make a commitment to ensuring that consumers do not see massive spikes in their bills. In addition, Mr. Speaker, to not unnecessarily stranding capital. That's a Made in Alberta plan, Mr. Speaker. The opposition would have us have a plan imposed by Ottawa, and that's not our approach, Mr. Speaker.